Hello people, how's it going? I think I'm currently live. Seems like we're live. I never really know right away. Let's change this plug over here. Give me a second to get started. I'm still a little bit behind. Still just getting things set up, charging that, making sure this is charged. This is charged enough. Hi, I'm gonna get settled. Give me a second to get all in. Probably should have gotten my water too. Oh well, too late now. Let's see what we can do. I need to find my chat over here because I got no clue what's happening at the moment. Hopefully everything's working as usual. We should have a live video right now, but I don't see it popping up. There we go. We're live. Okay, I think. Let's see if we can get the audio. I always do this part over here, just making sure it's all good. I think we're good. I can't see anything now. Pop to full screen. I'll be right with you. I'm sorry, I'm just a drop behind. Live with an echo. Echo. Give me a second now.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay.
Echo should be gone. Perfect. Great. Thank you. Appreciate that. You see, this is the problem. This is the problem with having too many streaming setups. And I need to figure out better buttons at the same time. I had an echo because, well, complicated stuff. I guess not that complicated, but let's talk about it anyway. When I do Twitch streaming Tuesday night, which was last night, I use my mic, and I forgot to turn my mic off before this stream because there's like 15 million things you need to do for every different type of thing you do in life. Whether you do, a live video, whether you're doing, I don't know, Twitch content, whether you're doing live on YouTube, whether you are filming a regular thing. There's like a million different kinds of inputs and outputs and tweaks and adjustments, and one day I'll figure it out. But you know what gives me hope? Although hope's probably the wrong word. I was gonna say what gives me hope is that, like, when I'm watching the Dice Tower do their videos, they'll still to this day have things like, oh, the audio cuts out for 3 minutes, and I'm like, good, you see, they do it too, but that shouldn't give me hope. That should give me the reverse of hope. That gives me the feeling that I'll never ever fully fix the problem, and it'll always be here to stay, and that's just sadder. But anyways, let me just go ahead and pause my actual video, just so I have the chat up and running. Chat's up and running. Everything else is good to go. This is, well, a live video. No different than usual. Only difference between this and a usual day is the fact that today, the focus, I always just pick something to talk about, and today's thing that I'm picking to talk about is the fact that WSBG, the World Series of Board Gaming and all that stuff, is entering its 100-day countdown. Or I think yesterday was the 100-day countdown. And so I'm just going to talk about that for a bit because I think it's both simultaneously personally interesting to myself and completely interesting and humorous and different. It's weird. WSBG, let's go into this. Let's talk about things. WSBG is the World Series of Board Gaming. If you don't already know about it, it's an event that's going to be between September 28th and October 1st or 2nd or something like that of this year. And the general idea is that you are entering a contest to win like $25,000 plus a variety of backup prizes if you are the best at board games that you can possibly be. That's the dealio. And so the specific way they're handling it is they have 16 games like Dune Imperium. They have Wingspan and Catan and Blood Rage and Terraforming Mars and Brass and the Dominant Species Marine and Splendor and Ticket to Ride and 7 other games or something like that. They have 16 different games that they're going to be going through. I should know all of them. I just don't remember them all offhand. But they have a whole bunch of games they're going to be going through that you have to enter into. You choose a specific game, and you can choose multiple. So, for example, you could go ahead and choose, hey, I'm entering into, Dominant Species Marine as my game of choice. And then great, if you win, then you'll have to face off against the people who won. And if you continue to win, you'll have to face off against the people who continue to win. And eventually there's one person left who finished playing Dominant Species Marine. And that person gets entered into, along with the winners of every other game, so 16 winners enter into a face-off with one of the games chosen. And they have a whole way, well, pairing them up, so like, 4 people, 4 games chosen from the games. And then from there you go into the final 4 of those, enter into the final ring event, and then you have one winner who had to be good at least 3 different games. That's the way it plays out. It's an intriguing concept. I just don't know. I don't know exactly how it plays out practically speaking. I mean, this is a World Series of Board Gaming kind of concept. You have to win your own game multiple times, then win different games. It's a whole different conversation. And that's going to be going up in around 100 days or so. I'm going to it because I was invited to it, and because they're being fairly smart about it. What they're trying to do is they're trying to basically enter the board game space while it's still growing, being cognizant of the fact that it's a growing space. And if they get in now, then maybe 5-10 years from now, when this is a 10 times larger event, they are the ones who did it first. And so their goal is just to like break even and just have the event and make it a thing that's going on. I'm intrigued by it. I'm intrigued to go, to attend. I would not enter as a contender. I wouldn't. I am. I happen to be doing so because I'll be there anyway. I think I picked 7 Wonders as my game of choice, primarily because I don't have time for 4 games of Blood Rage that day. I will be doing other stuff, and so I chose something that I could actually hypothetically play 4 times if I actually go through and win it. But that's what's going on. Let's go through the chat a bit because I've been way behind. Echo. Seth, the audience demands more singing. Singing is interesting. I sung on the channel when it first started a long time ago, and occasional videos. You can find occasional videos where I sung. Every single time I've ever sung in a video, not when it's like random, not when like I'm just talking about like, you know, I don't know, Newsies or bursting into whatever, or we don't talk about Bruno, whatever it is. When it's like things that go in your head is different, but like a dedicated actual song where I crafted like revised lyrics to whatever way I wanted to do it, I both enjoyed those moments and cringe when I watch them. I'm not the best singer. I'm tolerably able to carry a tone at best. So singing is spontaneous, but I don't guarantee longer songs. One video, in fact, I did a video. It never actually ended up going up, but last Thanksgiving or 2 Thanksgivings ago, I did a full video with like a full-on song and everything. And then something happened with the video, and like half the video was gone, and so I never ended up posting it. I wonder if I still have it in my unlisted videos. If I still have it in my unlisted videos, I may throw it on Patreon. But don't become a patron just for that, because I don't actually know if I have it. I may not. But I remember I filmed like a very grateful thanking video where I was thanking everyone. I'm really appreciative for the position I'm in. This is before I was even full-time. This is a long time ago. But I sung for the first half, and I was rewatching it, and I was like, I could redo this, but I don't want to sing again. If I can find it, I will put it on Patreon. Anyways, going on to there, we have, oh, Meg's in the chat. Meg's audio isn't working. Meg, your audio should not be working because you're not on the stream. But in general, I'm glad we got your audio working in general. Stacy, LOL. Sebastian, you're running the show by yourself, so you can give yourself some slack. Yes, I am running the show by myself. It is one day. One day we'll have a giant production crew and 15 people and all those different things. Maybe, honestly. I don't really have ambitions like that. To me, I just want to sit here and talk about board games. I do like the idea of having people I like in my life. But honestly, Jesse, Cracklip's doing just fine in that front. He's bringing the people I like into his life, and then I get to hang out with them because they're in his life, and he's in my life, so it all flows downhill. But I'm not averse to... there are people I've wanted to like hire or bring on board as part of Board Game Co., but there's 2 conversations that make it tricky. The first is money. Simply speaking, you know, you have to have enough money to actually pay someone reasonably, and right now I'm just not there yet as a channel. I don't do sponsored content, which makes it harder. I'm specifically crowd-supported only, which means I am in the very fortunate position of being able to take care of myself, but taking care of a full other person is a whole different conversation. And then secondly, there's always the mindset, the aspect of, I'd only want to hire someone who's a friend, and I don't want to mess with a relationship with somebody who's a friend. So it's this weird balance of like it's a tricky balance to have your coworker, your friend, be your employee. It's a tricky balance, not one I would walk into lightly. I'm not saying no forever. I'm just saying not one I walk into lightly, and we're probably several years out from a decision that I have to make around that. Fight Chicken Reviews, hot topic question. Apologies, I'm sure you're covering soon. Whoops, sent early. Thoughts on Cyberpunk 2077 raising 230k so far, first day versus the normal average for the caliber of game IP. So, Fight Chicken Reviews, few things with this is Cyberpunk 2077 from Come On Games. Come On Games launched on Kickstarter and had possibly their lowest funded game ever that I've seen that is actually a game, meaning sometimes they do these like one-offs where it's like, hey, here's this Zombicide game with no stretch goals, no anything, no whatever, and we're going to put 2 exclusive characters and that's it and call it a day, and the whole campaign is 8 days. Sometimes they do that, those don't make a lot of money. But when they do like a real campaign, which Cyberpunk 2077 is, this is their lowest funded campaign to date. What does it mean? Well, first of all, they were darned if you do, darned if you don't, no matter what. Because the problem is, anything less than an expensive shipping price, and people would be attacking them saying, why is your shipping price a lie again? So they had to put a very expensive shipping price. The shipping price on this $110 pledge, on the low end, the shipping price is coming in at $60. Because they're estimating based on how they think the campaign will do and how it'll go over. And then combine that with people who are swearing it off, and combine it with the fact that Cyberpunk 2077 does not have the same IP pull that Marvel Zombies does. At the end of the day, Cyberpunk 2077 is a series that had a lot of hype but kind of let people down. I don't think it has the same pull. I did not expect this to do anywhere near what Marvel Zombies did. I expected like a 1 million day one, maybe. We did not see a 1 million day one. So there's definitely a lot of pushback on Come On right now. Some of it's going to be the shipping price, some of it's going to be the general crowdfunding state, some of it's going to be... By the way, I've played Cyberpunk, just for the record, I've played it. It's a great game. I'm very much looking forward to that one. But I may have review coverage. I don't know. We'll see. I only played it once so far. I want to play it more if I'm going to do review coverage. I might do first impressions coverage. We'll see. Joffwa, hey Alex, hope you're having a good day. Sending good vibes from Malmo, Sweden. Hope all in chat are having a good day. Thank you. I appreciate it. Stacy, It's an intriguing concept, but only the best of 3 games. Doesn't seem like a World Series worthy. Yeah, that's just practically speaking. You'd have to... The way to handle it to be better at more than 3 games would take a lot more work. Honestly, most World Series competitions, you're only the best at one thing. You're the best at Overwatch, you're the best at poker, you're the best at whatever sport it is. This is actually 3, which is more than most other World Series competitions. It's just a tricky conversation. Stacy, Alex, I thought you were going to be a commentator. I am going to be a commentator. I didn't necessarily make that clear. I was rambling a bit while I made sure everything was working here while trying to talk about WSBG. I am going to be a commentator at WSBG. While I'm there, I'm also going to be participating because they're like, hey, here's a free participation thing. I was like, great, I'll go ahead and participate. Which brings us to the next question, which is somebody asked, I missed it exactly where, somebody asked which game I'd participate in, and the answer is Seven Wonders in this case. It's not my game of choice. My game of choice would probably be either Blood Rage or Terraforming Mars, but both of those are on Saturday, and I'm not going to compete on a Saturday event, so I chose Seven Wonders instead. Then we go ahead, and for context, not compete on Saturday, because Saturday is a religious day for me, I don't mind playing games on Saturday, but playing games with a potential money pot at the end, I feel iffy about that. Richard, doesn't even game campaign charge, doesn't every game campaign charge $80 shipping on a $110 US game? No. Also, it's $60 for the US. I'm going to go by the US thing, although Tiny Epic Vikings just had this recently. Tiny Epic Vikings just had, recently, where they had a $45 campaign or a $60 game and like $32 shipping. It's messy out there. It is messy. Seth Wiseman, that was a joke. You were humming as you turned off the echo. Oh, yeah, I used to sing on the channel. You can find specific videos where I sung specific songs. I apologize in advance if you choose to search for them. Fetigator, Board Game Co. How far are we away from the death of the $1 pledge? I don't think there's going to be the death of the $1 pledge. I think there's too much. I think they'll try to semi-enforce it with things like the $5 pledge or the $1 pledge doesn't guarantee access or any statements like that. But practically speaking, as long as we have late pledges, as long as campaigns want to offer a late pledge where you can jump in later, then the $1 pledge is basically the same thing, but you get $1 up front. That's what's up over there. Oh, hey, look at that. We got someone in the chat. Let's go ahead and block that person. Sorry. Okay, boom. Okay, great. We blocked the Naked HD XYZ Cheap Sex Streamer Recommends over there in case you were interested in that. So that's gone. That's actually, I just got lucky, honestly. The mistake they made is they used emojis. Because they used emojis, I was able to see at a glance. I have a mirror set up down there, so like I can kind of see the active chat and the current chat. They used too many emojis, and I was able to block them pretty quickly because of that. That's their mistake. Okay, I got it. I got it taken care of. We're all good. They should be gone. We do have a moderator, actually. Let's go ahead. You know what? Where's Meg? Meg, I'm making you a mod. Let's see if I can do this right now. Actions. No, it looks like I can report and block you over here, so we're not making you a mod right now, Meg. We'll make you a mod later. We'll figure it out. Anyways, where was I? We're at where's your coffee? Oh my gosh, I need coffee. I do need coffee. Yeah, so that's the $1 pledge. I think as long as we have late pledges, you can't really get rid of the $1 pledge because what's the difference? What you can do, and what I think companies should do if they're being self-interested, but not should do from the stance of what you and I want, is I think they should have all late pledges, all late pledge access, anything but actually pledging the campaign is going to cost you more than the pledge manager. You want the pledge manager? Absolutely, no problem at all. It costs you $5 more. Just make it, I think that's what they should do. Will they do it? Most probably won't, and I think that's a good thing, because I like, selfishly I don't want that, because I want the freedom, I want the options. But that's what they should do, because I think people are going to switch to the $1 pledge a whole lot more. Like, I wonder, I didn't even check the numbers, I wonder how many $1 pledges there are in Cyberpunk 2077. A lot of people should be backing Command campaigns at $1. Like, I like Command, I do, but if I had to give you advice, I would tell you to back at $1 for a Command campaign. I just think it's the right thing to do. Zamorian, what type of games do you like to play on TTS Tabletopia digitally? Games that are fun? Games that are low maintenance. More cards. I find cards can be a bit of an issue if they have too many cards. I don't have a specific category or genre. I like playing games that don't seem to suffer as much from being online. But that's not a very helpful or useful category or distinguishing whatever, so, yeah. Nick Fout, how much Marvel United is being played at the Board Game World Series? None. There is no Marvel United being played at the World Series, and that's a crime. Also, Marvel United is cooperative. Okay, I don't know how you see this going. What's the game plan? Everyone plays, and then every team that loses is out. Every team that wins keeps playing until eventually you're left with 4 people, and then you break up into solo games. Honestly, that could probably work. Would probably be a bit messy, but you can't have a cooperative game as part of a World Series of board gaming. It does not work. Richard L. Alex, you have kids. Free labor. I do have kids. I don't think I trust them to run the stream when I don't trust myself to run the stream. Stacey, Alex, where's your coffee? I had coffee this morning. I have coffee. Generally, my coffee schedule, for those wondering, my coffee schedule, in case you want to know my coffee schedule, is I have a coffee every single morning at roughly 7:30 in the morning. I also have a coffee every single afternoon at roughly 4 to 5 p.m. I also will occasionally have another coffee when opportunity demands it. Opportunity being more vague, at events, when traveling, when doing an unboxing. Like yesterday I filmed an unboxing, so I had a full extra coffee. Why? Because my unboxings and ramblings demand coffee. Do I need more coffee in my system? Probably not. Do I have enough sleep in my system? Probably not. Am I probably fine? Probably not. Nick Vout, how much Marvel United is being played? No, we did that one. Ice Hammer. Alex, are you planning to do an unboxing video for Marvel Dice Stone when it arrives? I haven't decided. I might try to bundle it. I actually have to do a full unboxing anyway of Dice Stone Adventures and Dice Stone Season 1, Dice Stone Season 2. Maybe I'll just wait till it comes and bundle it all together. It's interesting because I find those types of unboxings less interesting. It's going to be a lot of just showing you art, which is honestly pretty cool. The art's amazing. So no specific plans either way. Shreddus, did you see there's a new family weight Quacks of Quedlinburg coming out called, wait for it, Quacks & Co. I am fully aware of the Quacks of Quedlinburg family weight Quack & Co game, and I know I'm fully aware of that because a long time ago, before we were being public about Quack & Co, while it's still like a little secret, at one point for funsies, I did, in my week in review, I did announcing Quacks & Co, and that was funny for me because a lot of people were like, oh, they're finally announcing the secret channel, and I was like, no, we're not. I'm talking about the board game. And then some people were like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad. I thought you were like doing some sort of like, other channel with Quackalope and called Quack & Co, and I was like, we are, but I didn't say that. So it was a fun little thing. Brownbeard, best games for kids around 10. That's a wide open question. I will give you some recommendations for kids around 10. I don't know if best games. I'd have to know your kid, your preferences, their preferences, all that stuff. But good games for kids around 10 are, I like Cat Lover and Dog Lover. I liked Cloak Cats. I like Potion Explosion. I like Meeple Circus. I like Indigo. Indigo's a solid game. I really like Here to Slay, my kids like a lot. A little on the more mass market side, but it works. Cora Quest is a great game. Cora Quest. Cascadia is pretty solid. Calico is pretty solid. And some of these you might be thinking, well, you said around 10. Well, it depends on who your 10-year-old is. My 10-year-old's been playing games since she was 3, which makes the conversation a little more complicated. Codenames. She loves codenames. So I'm thinking of my 10-year-old and then not fully extrapolating the fact escape room games. She loves escape rooms. Unlocks. She loves them. There's a lot of games that my 10-year-old plays. But again, my 10-year-old has been playing games since she was 3. So I can't properly answer the question for someone else's 10-year-old. Sebastian, should Crokinole be part of the World Series just to spice things up? I would love Crokinole. Oh my gosh, if Crokinole was part of the World Series, I shouldn't join that one because I'd probably lose. I do not imagine I'm skilled enough to actually, like 7 Wonders, I think I'm actually good at. I'm not saying I make it to the next round, be very clear with that. But I think I'm pretty decent at 7 Wonders, I would say within my game group, which means within a group of people that are not highly competitive at 7 Wonders, I believe I generally probably have like a 80% win rate at 7 Wonders. I think I'm good at the game, but I'm good within the context of people who are just playing it for fun. I cannot wait to be completely destroyed. It's one of the things that's interesting about the World Series of Board Gaming. They're like, hey, we have these extra tickets that we are giving to the various people, helping and doing stuff, but also totally fine if you don't want to use them because we completely get that some people, if they're like a reviewer or a board game personality, they may be a little awkward about like losing, the first game, and that could happen and you're not even mindful of that. And I was like, please, who cares if I lose the first game? I don't have to be good at a game to review a game. I just have to talk about the game. I do understand the mindset. I do understand the mindset of potentially, like if you're like a board game review and you enter like 7 events and you lost every single one the first time, there will be that person who says something, but I don't have a problem with it at all, personally speaking. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's go back up to where I am. We have Crokinole. We got the spam there. Eric, would you like to go to Mega XP? It's the biggest board gaming event in Mexico. You know who was just at Mega XP? Grant Lyons. I just saw him there posting a video. I don't know anything about Mega XP past the fact that I saw that video from Grant, and I'm intrigued, but I'd also have to go to Mexico, and that's not currently on my travel plans at the moment. Honestly, I haven't looked into international conventions that much. I'm aware of UK Gaming Expo. I hope to go to that at some point. I hope to go to Essen at some point, but I never really heard of Mega XP until recently. Professor Meg, give me the power. Meg, I will give you the power later. Right now, I'm just watching from the front end, not from the back end, so I can't currently give you the power with this situation, although I should be able to, because if I can... Oh, interesting. Oh, that's not good. Give me a second here. I apologize. 1 second. I just realized that when I blocked... Give me a second. I'm going to head over there, because I just blocked the spammer for myself, not for you. That's not good at all. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Give me a second. Meg is... I can't do it. This is not working. Nope. It's not working. I'll have to figure out later. I'm just realizing I may not have blocked the spammer for all of you. I may have blocked the spammer only for myself as the front end here, because I'm doing this wrong, so I apologize. We'll figure it out, but I'll eventually get another mod in here. I do have a mod, but I'm guessing he's not currently on at the moment. What is up with this? Why is this going over here? Give me a second here. The visual aspect is all gone here. I need to get the brightness up. Perfect, brightness up. We'll deal with all this stuff later. Okay, where am I? So we have that much higher. Nope, nope, nope. Where are we? Okay. Mr. Tomo, I noticed 1/3 of Cyberpunk's pledges so far are $1. Not sure if higher than normal. I'd have to check. And the problem is we'd have to check between mid-campaign and late campaign, so I can't really, I don't know if I could check. Maybe I could. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. Richard L. Mr. Tomo, that's much higher. Fried Chicken Reviews, I was expecting full evil laugh from Meg. The sad face in the power was lost. Ryan Gilmore, in regards to the $1 pledge, Kingdoms Forlorn gave a free exclusive character to those that backed at least the core box and not those that backed $1. So yes, that kind of thing. The idea of just generally financially incentivizing someone to not just stick at $1, I think companies should do that selfishly for themselves. For us, it's a little more complicated. Tim B, hello, just saw this. What's the World Series? World Series of Board Game, WSBG. They just started their 100-day countdown yesterday, which means I believe they're up to 99 or 98 days left. It's a World Series of Board Gaming, where you go and play board games and all those things. And then win $25,000 if you're the one who's best. Jay Saint, after 4 months of waiting, I finally received my Super Deluxe Edition of Radlands. Radlands is delightful. I really like that one game a lot. Richard L, price per backer, though, is higher than it was yesterday. It's sitting at $95 per backer. Yesterday it was $76. So, again, we're still talking about Cyberpunk 27. Still see how that one goes. I think it'll cross 1 million. I just think it is definitely a messier campaign than usual. Scott Renfer, am I probably fine? Probably not. You cracked me up. Thank you, Scott. I appreciate it. I like being just enough self-depreciation that it's whimsical and amusing. But oh, 1 second. I need to make sure this chat is back to the bottom here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. There we go. I'll figure all this stuff out later. It's the balance of I'm using basically my tablet to manage this so I can be over here instead of by my computer. I like this view better, but there's downsides to it. I probably should set up my computer and log in there. We'll figure it all out. Richard L. CDPR is also now advertising it. So CDPR is going to be CD Projekt Red, who makes Cyberpunk 2077. They're advertising it, so there's probably people who are aware of it. Yeah, they have a huge fan base they can tap into, and they definitely should. We'll see what happens there. DeBruiser, apologies upfront if this is too personal. So let me start with this off the bat. There's no such thing as too personal for me. If a question actually were too personal, I'd say so. I'd be like, oh, I'm not going to answer that. But I don't. There's no question that you can ask, you being any of you, that I would take offense to unless, this is the big caveat to unless you're asking it with the intent to cause offense. Meaning there obviously are things you can say in life that would cause offense. But if anything that you're asking that's not intended to cause offense, I guarantee you I'm not taking offense to it. I like questions, I like conversations, I like talking about things. The more controversial the question, the more I enjoy the conversation for the most part. I just don't wade into myself, but like once you like throw me that lifeline, I do. Okay, so the question, let's go to the question now. Have you witnessed, experienced any anti-Semitism in the creator space, either from other creators or from the audience public? Yes, but minimal. Yes, but minimal. So, this is a complicated question for anyone who's any form of a minority in any way, shape, or form. Wait, who just popped in here? Who just popped in? Is that who I think it is? 1 second. What's up here? I'm a little bit behind on a delay here. Anyways, let's go back to this second. What is up here? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with my live chat because I'm missing the most recent question. What's up here? I feel like we got Harv's over there. How far back am I on this chat? I feel that something went wrong here. Give me a second here because I need to just go ahead and just pop back here. Give me a second. Because I feel I'm seeing stuff in the chat that I'm not. There we go. Okay, the chat's back up to date. Okay, so Harz, thanks to the super chat. Appreciate it. I saw it pop up over there and I was like, where is it? Hi, Alex. Was it Galaxy Truckers the game that you're really good at? Maybe that'll be in the World Series. Galaxy Truckers is the game I'm really good at. And by the way, that's the one I'd actually feel bad about. So there's 3 games I'm really good at. I'm going to come back to the other question about anti-Semitism in a second. But there's 3 games I'm really good at. Meaning I'm good enough at that I got rid of those 3 games because I always win them when I'm playing them with my game group. Always. No exceptions. Not like 98%. I always win those games. Those games are Tigers and Euphrates, Galaxy Truckers, and A Few Acres of Snow. I always win those games. I do not lose them, period. Now, those are games, having said that on camera now, that I'd be reluctant to hop into a World Series of Board Games on because I'm very good at them in context to the people in my life that are playing them, not necessarily in a competition to an actual, person who's good at the game. So I could have Galaxy Trucker and be like, oh, I'm really good at Galaxy Trucker, and then go to the World Series of Board Gaming and lose my first match. That could absolutely happen. But anyways, going back to the question. So anti-Semitism. anti-Semitism in the board game space. So anyone who in any way is a minority of any kind, whether you are, a person of color, whether you're a female, whether you're anything, I mean, whatever minority segment you are, there's always a degree of something that you'll get. Something. How much that is varies. For myself, I can't speak for other people. I can speak for myself only. I get, the anti-Semitic stuff. But I think it's incredibly minimal. Let's divide that up because you asked different things. First of all, from publishers, I have never gotten anything that I would be able to concretely say confidently is anti-Semitism. I've never got anything like that. I do believe there are publishers that don't like me. Guess what? There's plenty of reasons not to like me, and they don't have to be related to the fact that I'm Jewish. There could be the fact that I will talk about your game, positively or negatively. I'll say whatever I need to say about your game, and that is something that people don't like. And so that's a balance there of I'm not going to sit there and say that the reason you don't like me is because of, because I'm Jewish. How do I know? And so that's sorry, I just lost the chat of here. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on in my tablet situation. Don't like this here. I might go to my phone. But anyways, what happened here? I'm in the wrong place. There we go. Got the chat. So yeah, so I'm not willing to say that a publisher doesn't like me because of an anti-Semitic reason unless they gave me a reason to actually believe that, and they don't. And I don't look for problems where there aren't. I just assume, great, you don't like me. That's cool. That's fine. Similarly with content creators, any content creators who in some way don't like me, I would say that I have gotten the sense that some people don't like me. And this is true of everyone. There's people I don't like too, by the way. It's not, I don't take it personally. There are just people I don't like. There's people who don't like me, and that's fine. That's always going to be the case. The audience is the only place where I can say confidently I have gotten either anti-Semitism or immature children. And that's a big distinction. Because I have gotten, I remember one time I got chat bombed doing a live chat with like a whole bunch of people who are like, oh, you're goblin nose, banks, controlling the banks, Illuminati, getting all the standard anti-Semitic stuff. And you can get that stuff, but I'm not going to call, even though it's clearly anti-Semitic, statistically speaking, it's more likely that it's a bunch of trolls who think it's funny and not actually people who hate Jews. Is it okay? No, of course it's not okay. But there's a difference between anti-Semitism versus your 12-year-old child who thinks something's funny. So, and I've gotten other comments here and there in other videos that weren't necessarily as targeted, where you'll get certain questions, certain comments, certain things that are just clearly anti-Semitic in nature, although again, it could just come from immaturity. I don't know, I don't know. I don't know the source. But is it enough to bother me? Not in the slightest. I've gotten a fairly minimal amount. When I first started doing YouTube, I had a choice to make as far as how I wanted to handle myself, the content channel. Do I want to wear a yarmulke on all my videos? Do I want to be as public as I am about it? And I was like, I can either hide or I can be public about it. I'll be public about it. That was a choice I made. And I would say that I don't think I've ever regretted that choice. I would say most people have been incredibly supportive, incredibly helpful. Most comments or questions I get are incredibly polite, incredibly nice. I have no complaints on my end. So I'm very grateful for the way I'm grateful for the way I've been received in the board game community. I would say it could have been a lot worse, and I am grateful for the fact that it's not. Anyways, moving on to the next question, because I've totally lost the last one. DeBruiser. Nope, I lost DeBruiser. Where are you? Sorry about this. Team Duck or Team Hamster? That's wrong. Omega Rockster. I've really gotten to Marvel Champions lately. Who's your favorite hero to play? I don't play any enough to say I have a firm favorite, but I am a fan of Doctor Strange quite a bit. Seth Wiseman. Best games for 4 to 6-year-olds. 4 to 6 is a little harder. Indigo's still great. Playing for fun to a degree. Cloaked Cats I really like. I'm just picking some of the games I picked from earlier. Michael Belly, I really want Indigo. Any idea if this is a reprint in the future? I don't know, I apologized. Your Long Shadows, just unboxed my Everrain pledge. That's awesome. I will eventually get my Everrain pledge. I believe it's shipping soon. Brownbeard, Team Duck or Team Hamster? Squeak. Team Hamster, obviously. Is there even a question? Stacey Everdell, I played Rome and Santorini with 8 to 9-year-olds and they loved it. Oh yeah, Santorini. Ricky loves Santorini too. I have not played Rome. I want to get my hands on Rome. Do we have another person in the chat? Oh dear lord. Okay. One second. I need to, let's see what I can do here. Is it blocking? When I hit block, does it block it for all of you? Does it? I don't actually know. You tell me, because I just blocked them all again. But let me see if I can go ahead over here. Let me just see what I can do here. Tell me if you still see the chat, because I hit block on my end, and I think that does the job, but I'm not confident. Anyways, we'll come back to it. You tell me if there's more stuff happening. Is there more even? No, I think I got it all. Did I get it all? Emojis cascading. So the question I have though is, are the emojis gone now? Because I hit block on my end, and I don't know what's going on here. Let's see what's going on. Let's go to my live video. Let's go to content. There's got to be a way to make... It's still there. That's not cool. That's not cool. So let me go ahead and see what I can do over here. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Yeah, there's There, give me a second here to figure out. Just give me a second. I need to pop over here and find this here within. Ah, jeez. See, I didn't think about the fact I'd blocked him before, and if I go into here, I might be able to do it. So let's go here and Meg. Okay, let's go Meg. Add moderator. Meg, you're a moderator. Boom. You have the power. Do what you need to do. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't let me do it from my tablet. It lets me do it from my phone. Don't know why. So Meg, you have all the power. If Jesse shows up, make sure to block him. That's a fun game we're playing. So yeah, so going back to, where are we? Unlimited Cosmic Powder, we got power, we got that. But Rome, yes. How does a 10-year-old handle losing? Has ever been a problem? Any advice? My 10-year-old handles losing very well. My 6-year-old, not so much. My 6-year-old likes winning games, and when he loses games, he sometimes is fine with it and sometimes not. I just talk about it. If he plays a game, and like sometimes he'll be like, oh, I didn't like this game, I don't want to play it again. And I'm like, you like most games. Why don't you want to play this game again? And it's because he lost. And so I just have a conversation. I'm like, if you don't like playing games again that you lost, we won't play games. We're not here to win. This is not the conversation on the table. And if that's why you're playing, then we'll only play cooperative games. We will not play competitive games if you're not okay losing it. It's just a simple conversation. It takes time, takes the effort and all those things, but most of the time it should be fine. Richard L. We still saw the spammer, but they haven't come back yet. Well, they're back now, although Meg apparently has power. Corey Christensen, it's itty bitty chat space. Professor Meg, unlimited cosmic power. Well, now you do. This is back at 10:20, so I'm like 15 minutes back or 12 minutes back, but now you have the power. Seth Wiseman, Meg, isn't it phenomenal cosmic powder? And yeah, that's going to be the Aladdin thing. Tribble, hi Alex, what's your take on the Rome Turtle War board game? I didn't get it, but I just wasn't interested enough personally. I think it's fine. I just wasn't interested. Shoti, what is your opinion on the Heroes Resistance box for Marvel Zombies with special minis and new abilities of the heroes included? That's a longer conversation. I got everything Marvel Zombies. That's the short answer, but you probably shouldn't get everything. Get a core pledge and call it a day. Ryan Hildebrand, based on your playthrough of Cyberpunk, how much is it like Eric Lang's trilogy? It has minor overlap. Like, if you told me it's part of the trilogy, I would be fine with that, but it's really solid. I like it a lot. I'm not prepared to rate it right now, but I would say, because I need to play it more, for me, I think it's a minimum of a 4. A minimum of a 4 to 5, possibly more depending on the game and playing it more. Joe Kobos, what is the white box with the dragon on the cover? White box with the dragon on the cover. I got nothing. White box with the dragon. Oh, Primal. That's Primal. Phenomenal game. It's not out yet. I have the prototype. The chat's already got my back. Thank you. Sebastian, it's Crowdfunder. That's not filled yet. Richard L. says, no Jewish space laser starting force fires in California. First of all. Seth Wiseman, there's another category of discrimination. As a Jew, I will give an anti-Semitism example, but extends to other situations. There are also well-intentioned comments that are ignorantly hurtful. Are you going to elaborate? I don't know if you have further elaboration on that, Seth. Okay, Sebastian, emojis cascading in the chat. Emojis are all gone now. I have to make a few more mods, because we had one mod, and he's been great when it happened, but I haven't actually been chat bombed enough to worry about it. But now we have Meg. I probably should grab somebody else, because just having 3 mods is a nice round circle. Not Jesse though. No Jesse. I don't trust that guy. Your Long Shadows, naked account still visible, reported. I think you need to delete then block. We can block for ourselves, not blocking. I can't even delete right now. I guess I'm just not logged in on this particular channel here. What I'm watching right now must be on my personal channel as opposed to my Board Game Code channel. I'll have to fix that in the future. Make Mega Mod. Yeah, I did. I finally pulled up my phone, got it taken care of. Seth, that smiley was an attempt to add an emoji. Emojis are blocked, but it might be part of their name. Richard L. Google report waits for a user threshold. Yep. Okay. Andrew, hello from Australia. Wesley Scott, emoji going away one by one. Oscar Held, what new game will make it to the real series of board gaming as a game of choice in the future? I've wondered about that. I thought Lost Winds of Arnak would be great, but they already had Dune Imperium. I mean, Mind MGMT, the problem is the specific aspects that go into picking a game for the real series of board games. The first is that it has to be available in some way, shape, or form. It has to have a degree of public recognition, that people would like it, that people would know about it. It has to be playable at higher player counts. A 2-player game won't do it because then you have so many games that have to be slowly filtered down. Like Cascadia. I can see Cascadia making it to the real series of board game. That game, really took off, did very well. Sebastian, hope Jesse pops in just to be blocked. Your Long Shadows, I try having a calm talk with them about how they felt during the game, if they had fun, and try to get it across that what matters is we all have fun together while we're playing. So, yeah, this is going back to the helping kids be okay with losing. It's not necessarily an easy conversation because every child is going to be different. The starting basis of things is everything does come from the top at the beginning, meaning the values you have at your home do matter. If you make a big deal about winning, it will affect things. To be very clear, that does not mean that's the only factor. You can make not a big deal about winning at all, and you'll have a kid who still wants to win. There is an instinctive desire to try to win. I do also try to explain to my children, and sometimes the adult friends in my life who care about winning too much, that statistically speaking, you're not going to win as much as you think you are. Humans are inherently negative. This is a longer conversation, we'll have that another time. I've talked about it in the past, I'll talk about it again. But part of that inherent negativity is the fact that we have this perceptual bias that if I play a game, I should win 50% of the time. Because that's normal. If I win half the time, if I lose half the time, that's fair. It's also garbage. If you're playing 4-player games, you will win 25% of the time. That's just being statistically relevant. Which means if you're playing on average 4-player games and you win 25% of the time, you are doing fine, but it feels bad. It feels like, oh my gosh, I'm below average. No, you're not. You're totally fine. If you win 28% of the time, you're above average, but it still feels bad. And so I do have that conversation with my kids as well, like pointing out to them, like, hey, I know you lost, and I know you lost the last 2 games. Doesn't matter. You're not going to win all the games. That's just stats. That's just numbers. That's just math. If we have you, your brother, your sister, and you're all playing a game, how often are you going to win? So helping with that aspect does help to a degree because, again, we have that perceptual bias that we should win half the time, and anything less than half is us being not as good, even though it's just not true. Reese McCarthy, general review of how Origins was. Well, fun fact, my video that goes up later today is going to be my Origins vlog, but it's not really a review, it's just me talking to people I like for 25 minutes. Origins was a lot of fun. I enjoyed conventions, but I will say, the thing I tell people in general, I only started going to conventions when I became a content creator. I didn't bother beforehand. And I don't have regrets about that, but I will say that for me, the reasons to go to conventions didn't really apply to me earlier. I didn't really care. I didn't care about buying the games. You're paying more often, and to get Cult of the New, I don't mind paying less and getting it when it's Cult of the Old. I didn't have a financial reason, incentive. I just didn't have enough of a reason. What I will say is, having gone to conventions, having started to go to conventions for the past year now, there is a degree of socialness that every time you go, you make another friend. And every time you go, you make another friend. Then you see them the next time, and you hang out with them, and you hang out with them this time, and you go catch drinks with them there, and you talk with them there, and you start building up this little social, separate family of convention buddies. And I really enjoy, each convention has been more enjoyable than the last to me. Professor Meg, look, I have a weapon with my name now. It's a wrench. Stacy, hello Estonia. Richard L, LOL, Reese McCarthy, did you get to check out the Stellaris game? Nope, I did not, unfortunately. Your Long Shadows, Professor Meg, Austin Powers, Seth Wiseman, I can elaborate, but I don't want to hijack the conversation. I'll send you a PM or explain when I'm in Cleveland. Well, Seth, now intrigued. Stacy, Alex, you weaponized Meg. Should we be probably, you should be scared. Stacy, Meg's scary. Deborah, hello from the UK. Thank you for what you do for the gaming community. Do you think Agamotto will go to retail? First of all, I appreciate it. Thank you. And secondly is, I don't know. I assume Agamotto wasn't cheap, which means it's going to be hard. I don't know. We'll see. Andrew, see, Alex, Meg always wins. This is the problem with being like 5 minutes behind, because like I made Meg like a mod a bit, and now everyone's celebrating, and I'm 5 minutes behind the celebration. Meg concerns me. You see a wrench as a weapon and not a tool. Meg sees anything as a weapon. Anything. If it's metal, it's a weapon. If it looks like it's something that could be metal, it's a weapon. It's messed up. Danny Osborne, how do you think Castle Burgundy Special Edition turned out so far? Honestly, I don't even know. I have not looked. I was at conventions. I was at Origins when it was ending, and I was just so busy that I just backed the game, and because it's Castle Burgundy, it's not a hard decision for me, and I haven't looked at all the details. I've seen the nice little miniatures they had at the end. I haven't looked into all the conversations, the details, all that. Stacy, we love you too. Wesley Scott, have you done a video on games to play, get people into space? I asked because my wife says she doesn't like games, but I think she's just not played the right ones. Relatively new to the space. Wesley, you signed up for the wrong answer here. Let's cover that again. I asked because my wife says she does not like games, but I think she has not played the right ones. We're going to go into this. We're going to have a little conversation here. So first of all, the concept of games to get people into space, those would be gateway games, lots of good choices. I think Barren Park is a game that has never let me wrong. I have yet to play Barren Park with somebody who didn't enjoy it. Timeline, fantastic game. It's a light, silly little party game, but Timeline is incredibly engaging. I highly recommend getting Timeline Inventions. I think it's a good starting point. It's a very simple little game that just pulls people in and does an amazing job. Patchwork, phenomenal game. Not 100% success rate, but very, very high success rate. There are a lot of games out there that have very, very high success rates in getting people into the space from me. But, because there is a but, I have never once tried to get someone to play a game who said they didn't want to play a game. Full stop. I do not do that. Because I do share your belief, by the way. I share a general idea that every person has a game that will make them like games. Okay, but also, why? Does every person have a hiking trail that will make them like hiking? Does every person have a sport that will make them like sports? Does every person have a TV show that will make them appreciate TV? Maybe. But they have to be interested enough to have that conversation. If somebody wants to play games, then I am all for picking the games that will be the right choice for them. All for it. But if someone's resistant to playing games, I don't push in the slightest. I'm the anti-pusher. When I go to whatever, I don't know, larger meals, parties, or whatnot. Like, my gaming friends sometimes expect me to pull out a game, and I'm like, no, I don't pull out a game with people who didn't sign up for this. If they display interest, and if you know me, you'll find opportunities to display interest. My entire basement's surrounded by games. I have games upstairs all the time. I have a game table. I have games in the table. I have all the things in my life necessary for people to ask me about games if they are interested. And they know I like games. And if they want to spend time with me playing a game, they'll ask me. And if they don't, I don't offer. I don't offer, I don't invite, the closest I come to inviting, the closest, is if I'm sitting down playing games with my friends and they walk in, I'll be like, hey, do you want to pull up a chair? You know, you can hang out, you can talk, you can play, whatever you want, no pressure. That's the closest I come to inviting. I think people have to want to play a game, and then from there I go down the rabbit hole of which game is right for them. I just don't want to, I don't want to impose my hobby on them, the same way I don't want them to impose their hiking on me. I don't like hiking, for the record. I'm kind of okay with nature as a concept, but like, hiking just feels like work. I do like walks. Longer conversation about my personal preferences is not the point here. Anyways, where are we? Dun 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 dun. Thoughts on Kickstarter games. Scott B. Thoughts on Kickstarter games without an update, say 12.10. So, short version is Divinity Original Sin does have problems. It's the only campaign ever that I have asked for a refund on. The only one ever that I have asked for a refund on, period. I've never done that with any other game. Divinity Original Sin, I finally did. I think any campaign that is updating less than once a month should update. Any campaign that's updating less than once every 3 months should update. Any campaign with people asking questions about updates and what's going on since the last time should update. And I don't think people always do what they should do. Richard L. Professor Meg, I was laughing at your recent unboxing where boxes are about 2/3 your size. Yes. Sebastian, Scott B. a little, have you contacted the creator directly through messaging? Stacy, I have that 50% bias all the time. Whenever I play with my family, 3-player, my stats go down versus when I play solo against AI. Fun fact, if you use BG Stats, which is the app I use on my phone over here, that app will tell you what your win rate is and compare it to what it should be. It'll say, oh, by the way, you have a 37% win rate. Based on the plays you logged and the player counts you logged at, your average win rate should be 32%. So you're doing great. That information isn't necessarily helpful if you're doing poorly, by the way, so use that power with great responsibility. If you don't want to know the answer, don't look for the answer. Your Long Shadows. I'd love to have a convention closer to me to attend. Just board game fun all day long. Yeah, I mean, conventions, Origins is the closest for me, and that's 3 hours away. The closest big one, that's 3 hours away. Professor Meg, Richard, thanks. I can't believe I picked some of them up. What did you pick up? Oh, the boxes from the unboxing. Stacy, where are you, Your Long Shadows? Richard, any plans on going to other conventions? Yes, here are my current convention plans. Here's my full repertoire of all the convention plans, what is definitely happening and what is hopefully happening. There's only 2 definites at the moment. I'm going to be going to Gen Con. I'll be there Thursday and Friday. I'm going to WSBG, the World Series of Board Gaming. I'll be there the whole time. I'm hopefully going to PAX Unplugged next year. I am hopefully going to Dice Tower West next year. I am hopefully going to Gamma next year. I think I'm likely going to 2 out of those 3. I don't have exact dates, exact conversations. It's possible I go to all 3. They're in a short enough time frame that I might have to choose which ones I go to. I'd love to go to Gamma. I haven't officially scheduled them in yet, so they're all hopefuls. And I think that's what's coming up next. If you have any other specific conventions you want to ask me about, let me know. There's one in Toronto that I might go to, but I don't think so. It just depends if the timing works out, but we'll see. Let's see. We have Jay Saint. Is Cyberpunk worth backing? I'm in for $1. I think it's worth backing. I mean, you can get it at retail too, and it'll cost you less money, but you'll get less extras. And the game, if your question is the game good, the game is definitely good. I'm not worried with that. Carlos, hi Professor Meg. Successful Geek. When are you and Professor Meg going to use something like Vorpal board to play Arena the Contest? So successful. Let's have a conversation about this after, because Meg and I, for those who don't know, Meg and I do Twitch content together, Camp Co-op. There's a link at the bottom of every video, at the top of every video. Not in this video, though, because I don't have links in my live streams. But the short version is we are doing various Twitch content together, and we're talking about what type of, physical board games we can play together. So I'm open to ideas. We're still talking about the details of what we're going to get done that way, but there's games we want to play that don't necessarily have, or just playing it online doesn't feel right. Like things like Cloudspire, Too Many Bones, like they have online implementations for some of them. But yeah, I'm interested in whatever ideas you have. I'll happily talk to you about it. Stacy, oh no, Your Long Shadows. Now I feel compelled to do an extensive Google search for you. Joe Reese, I'm thinking about going to BGG Con in Dallas, but I'm not sure if I should go. Am I missing anything if I don't go? So one thing I have not gone to yet that I hope to go to at some point is a convention that's more dedicated to gaming all day long as opposed to booths. I just haven't done that yet. And so I hope to do that at some point. That's going to be Dice Tower West probably. And once I do, I'll have an answer for you. Until then, I don't have an answer for you. We have Stacy, good. Successful Geek. Alex is just making sure not to go to conventions I go to. Successful. You're going to Dice Tower East, I believe, right? I want to go to everything, but it's a balance of which ones I go to. And I still have a kid who's 2 years old, and leaving him home alone is a chore for my wife. And so I'm very mindful of which conventions I go to. I want to go to everything. It's a question of what I actually do go to. Professor Meg, hi Carlos Alberto, we have that. Successful Geek, Andrew L. Alex, I like nature as a concept. I do. Nature as a concept is fascinating and intriguing. Nature in reality is less so. I don't know. I mean, listen, I'm not against nature. It's just a question of what do you want to do. You can go outside and look at the sunset, which is not bad. I do like walks. But the walks are short-lived. Like, I'll walk for 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, but then I'll go play a board game for 4 hours. Walking for 4 hours seems like it's less fun, and hiking just seems like it's a lot of work. I haven't gone on a proper hike for context, but I gone hiking as a kid where we'd find trails and do things, and I have fond memories of going to get like a burger after. I don't have fond memories of the hikes themselves. The hikes to me were something I did because, you know, we did stuff growing up. But I don't have fond memories of hiking. I'm sure, again, there'll be someone who loves hiking who'll be like, you haven't done hiking right. Entirely possible. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Frederick Everston. Let's see. Stacey Everdell, PAX U is this year, December 2nd to 4th. I think I have that. Let me check. I think I wrote that down. See, I was actually looking up these conventions recently to try to figure out my exact schedule for the year. But when I did so, I wasn't confident if the dates they listed for PAX Unplugged were this year or not. So let me go ahead and find this here. My drafts. In my drafts. Conventions. I have PAX Unplugged is December 1st through 4th. Oh, because I probably added a day at the front. But yeah, the second through 4th. I hope to go to PAX Unplugged very strongly. Frederick, hey Alex, I watched you and Jesse play Bloodstone just yesterday. What do you hope is better in the relaunch? Bloodstone was a great game. I wanted more characters, selfishly, and I wanted more characters selfishly, and I wanted a better price point. After that, I don't really necessarily care that much. I was fine with it. I understand that it was expensive, but I had played it and I liked it, so the expense doesn't bother me as much once I play and like a game. I'm happy for anything they add. I am. Any stuff they add. It's a fun, light, beat-em-up game. I enjoyed it very much, but I didn't have a lot of complaints past wanting more characters, so we'll see. Let's see, where are we? Okay, we have Voidfall versus Eclipse versus Fractal. I've only played Fractal, well, it depends. I've played the original Eclipse. I have not played Eclipse Second Dawn of the Galaxy, and I've played Fractal. From Fractal versus Eclipse, instinctively I want to say Eclipse, but again, original Eclipse, and I have not played Voidfall or Eclipse Second Dawn of the Galaxy. So there's half an answer for you. Professor Meg, do you mean PAX East? No? Do I want to go to PAX East? Oh, PAX East. I might go to PAX East too. We'll see. It's more video game focused. I mean, it depends. I wanted to go this past year. It didn't work out timing wise, but it's still like even the things that I think conventions that are more video game focused that have board games are still a bit of a conversation to me as to whether I make the time, effort, energy, all that. I'm open to it. Eagleland 2. Nature is a great concept. Someone should make a board game based on it. Yes, Parks is a great game. There are other games about nature that are out there that I should know about. There's Parks. Meadow I didn't like. Everdell I love, but I don't know if it's a nature game so much as a cute little animal game. There's games about nature out there. They're fun. I like them. Your Long Shadows. Hiking is nice when I get to go at my leisurely pace and there's a nice view. People who hike to exercise is not for me. Yeah, definitely not hiking for exercise, but I like the idea of nice views. I like the idea of scenic opportunities. Maybe I just didn't go to the right places. I'm not against many things in life that I don't do and don't enjoy. I am open to having that perfect opportunity opened up for me. D&D is another one. Playing role-playing games. I only played role-playing once. Did not like it in the slightest, but open to it. I'm open to all these things in concept. And the only problem is, once I'm biased against it, usually my stance is, hey, I'll go hiking with you, but understand, you might be deciding for the rest of my life whether I ever go hiking again. Because I didn't like hiking the first few times, that was a long time ago, I'll give it another chance, but make sure you pick the right one, because, like, I'm doing this with Jesse and Kingdom of Death Monster. He wants to introduce me to Kingdom of Death Monster, and I was like, you decide how you want to do it. You decide whether I'm starting from the beginning, starting in the middle, playing 3 games, playing 1 game, whatever it is, but understand that whatever you decide, if I don't like it, I don't like it, and that's probably the last time I ever go back to it. Let's see, where are we going over here? Your Long Shadows. I'm just starting Triple X 1007. I'm just starting my board game collection. What is a good and not too pricey game to go to after loving Kemet, Blood and Sand, and Seven Wonders? What is a good and not too pricey game to get after loving Kemet and Seven Wonders? Those are 2 very different games for the record. Very different games. Inish is delightful. I think Inish is probably the way to go. Yeah, I'd go with Inish. That's what I'd recommend. It has the drafting that you probably like in Seven Wonders. It has the area control that you like in Kemet. And Inish is one of the best games of all time, period. Okay, just saying there. Professor Meg, yeah, there's media stuff the night before. There's media stuff where? At PAX Unplugged? PAX Unplugged there's media stuff? Because honestly, I wasn't thinking of the media stuff. I was thinking about the fact that there's a tentative plan to play a game of Twilight Imperium 4, unless that's the media stuff that you're talking about. Successful Geek, have you tried Massive Darkness 2? No, I watched Dice Tower review, very excited. I was already excited. Tom liking it just made me more excited because it's another person who just rubber stamped it and said this is good. Very excited for Massive Darkness. I have it upstairs. I need to unbox it. The when is the question because I need to sit down and do it with my son. I've been waiting because Tavi, he did my Ankh unboxing and he has a level of energy around Command Games, so I definitely want to do it with him, and that's just made it harder to schedule. Sebastian, apart from the area control mechanism, what would be your preferred theme in board games? Theme. I mean, I'm a classic person when it comes to, I like medieval stuff in general, medieval or historical. I'm fairly boring when it comes to this stuff. I like games more than anything else. Professor Meg, because you said next year, I thought you meant East. It's not as exciting. Yeah, East I'm open to, but, I mean, to me, December, is next year, even though it's not, so I don't know why I said that, but it's just, you're right, PAX Unplugged. No, you're right. Oh, interesting. Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're right. No, you're right. I did mix it up. No, Meg, you're absolutely right. Okay, let me take a step back. PAX Unplugged is December. You are correct about that. PAX East and Gamma, and Dice Tower West are all in the same time frame. No, you're correct. You are correct. So, all of those, let's say. Stacy, Young Shadows, same. I did that once and realized we're not hiking. We're speed walking in the woods. Professor Meg, Wingspan. Wingspan's not... Is that nature themed? It's bird themed. I don't think of it as nature themed. Maybe I don't know. Antonio, do you ever feel like gaming solo, even if it may not be your preference? I like gaming solo. I do game solo. Not as much as gaming with other people, but I very much enjoy it. P.I. Cash, love what you do. Thanks from France. Appreciate it. Successful Geek, what are your top 5 upcoming crowdfunding campaigns this year that you're looking forward to evaluate and back? I got nothing. Unconscious Mind. I don't do well at these on-the-spot questions, so I have to try to immediately recall all the knowledge that's just floating around of different things that are out there. I don't know. I don't know what's out on Kickstarter, crowdfunding in general. I do this for a living, I know that, but that also means I'm completely blindsided by any short-term, any longer-term questions. Most of the stuff I do is more short-term, like what's coming in the next month. I got nothing for the whole next year. Antonio, reason I ask is because a lot of people seem to be asking for solo variants in games lately. Yeah, it's been going on for a while, Antonio. Solo gaming has really... It's always been there, more than people who don't solo realize, but it's really taken off the past 2 years. Zomorian, what are your top 3 area control games excluding Blood Rage and Matago trilogies? Also, what's your most underrated nature and or area control game? It's a lot of information. Zomorian, what are your top 3 area control games excluding Blood Rage and Matago? Rurik Dawn of Kiev, that's going to be one of them for sure. I'm just looking at my shelves over here, so give me a second. Rurik Dawn of Kiev. Ankh, probably. You said excluding Blood Rage and the Matago trilogies. You didn't say excluding the Blood Rage trilogy. So Ankh, Rurik, maybe Empire's Age of Discovery, maybe. I have to think about it. You did exclude the best ones, so you're cheating a bit. Honestly, by the way, Cyberpunk 2077 might be up there. I just need to play it more. Stacy, P.I. Cash, hello France. Andrew L, I only hike when there's something to see at the end, usually a nice waterfall. The windy road on the drive out is good too. Sure. Steven Schreiber, is there a good site that aggregates the list of conventions in the board game space? That would be a great idea. If somebody finds such a site, that would be awesome. I think that's a great idea. I'm not aware of it. Professor Meg, we stand inish. What does stand mean? I know the application of standing something, like supporting it, but I don't, or being behind it or completely for it. I don't actually know what stand means. I'm way too behind on my cultural lingo. Wesley Scott, Castle Burgundy was a little pricey for me, but it looks so fun. I'm thinking of getting an older version. Should I get the second edition? Should I get the second version first? I would get the second version over the first, meaning the 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary, but either one's fine, honestly. It was my favorite. It was one of my favorite games of all time in all of the editions I've played of it so far. Professor Meg, birds are natural. It is, but if you were saying, if I said, hey, can you give me a nature-themed game, I just classify Wingspan is a bird-themed game first and foremost. But I mean, listen, birds are nature. Stacy, making notes. Thanks, Meg. We got a spam caller. See, that's the nice thing. Googlefy does a great job blocking all the spam callers. Evadel is nature-themed. Evadel is cute little critter-themed. I don't think of it as nature-themed. It's nature-adjacent. There's parks. There's trekking through the natural parks. That's nature-themed. There's that recent one that was on Kickstarter. There was a recent one that's kind of parks adjacent that was on Kickstarter. There's definitely nature-themed games out there. I just don't have a lot of them myself. Nothing against them. I like them in theory. I like nature. Cascadia is more nature-themed. And you're like, well, it's about birds. No, it's about 14 other animals, including birds. So Cascadia is more natural. More nature. Dun dun dun. What is the best way for me to reach out? Whoa, okay, 1 second. We got this over here. Dun dun dun. Okay. Birds are more natural. Akabu, what's the best way for me to regarding an order I placed on the site? So, not YouTube, frankly. I don't deal with this stuff on YouTube. If you sent an email, did someone reply? Are you directly one of those times? Shoot an email over or try me on BoardGame Geek. I don't do the business stuff on YouTube. Daniel Chmesky, how often do you have non-content creators over for game night? All the time. My main game group is not content creators. So I have friends as well in real life. They're not fictional, I swear. But I have friends. They're over all the time. I would say a majority of the people at my game night are not content creators. And if you're referring to random people who are like, you know, someone who reaches out and says, hey, I'd love to like stop by and play a game. I watch your content. If that's what you're referring to, that's infrequently, but it does happen. Just happened this past week. I played Stars of Icarios with a fan who was in Cleveland. Press Meg, stan equals overzealousness or obsessive fan of a particular celebrity. But what's the source of the word? What's the source? I think stan means stalker plus fan. I don't want to be a stan. That seems bad. That seems bad. Is it from Eminem's song Stan? I don't know. Stan is a song from Eminem. I'm going to have to look into this. This is now my new objective after this stream is over. I'm going to go ahead and find the source of the word stan because I don't know. Just saw Cyberpunk 2077. Don't you think large IP games are generally overrated, bloated, and or disappointing? No, DF. I do not think that they are generally. First of all, I've played Cyberpunk 2077. I like it, so I'm already on board with the game. But past that, I mean, I played the board game. Past that, do I think IP games are generally overrated, bloated, and disappointing? No, I don't. I think that sometimes they are overrated, bloated, and disappointing, and other times the IP further adds to it. For the record, I couldn't care less about the Cyberpunk 2077 IP. Doesn't do it for me in the slightest. But the game itself, really liked it. Stacy, to stand means to support or stand up for it. I like that better than stalker. Stalker's not helpful. Very interesting. Also, I did imply you to exclude the Blood Rage trilogy, Samorian, so that's fun. You may have implied it, but you didn't say so. You said excluding the Blood Rage and the Matago trilogies. Trilogy. Do you say trilogies? 1 second. I need to scroll up. If you said trilogies, then I messed up. You did say trilogies. Darn it. Okay, I messed up. Uh-oh. So I have Empire's Age of Discovery. I have Rurik. What's another area control game that I love? I'd have to look at all my games. There's a lot. El Grande. You said area control, right? Yes, El Grande. El Grande is not dudes in a map, but it is area control. Meg, we got problems in the chat. Meg, you're on call again. We got more. Why today? Why today? Like, I'm just so confused. Why today? Go Meg. Whoa. Okay. Is Meg even here? Meg, I need you. I can probably block them myself. Nope, you got it. Perfect. Okay, good. I need to log in on this account that I'm here for because that just seems like a bad idea. We are there. Stand means to land. Stand does not mean to land, does it? Your Long Shadows, I backed Earth. Earth is nature themed, that's for sure. Sebastian, Meadow is nature themed. I called it out though. I didn't love Meadow. Steven Schreiber, stand means your audio went out. That's not how it works. Danny Osborne, Earth is nature themed. Successful Geek, what is the big thing that draws you to Cyberpunk 2077? What makes the price and shipping worth it? The price and shipping, I'm not saying it's worth it. It depends on how much you care about the extras, and honestly, the extras seem to be mostly these characters you can hire that I don't know how much value they add to the game. I like going all in. I would say that Cyberpunk 27, from what I've seen so far, would be totally fine getting the retail edition. I just like getting everything for games I like. As far as why I like Cyberpunk 2077, it had very, very solid area control, manipulation, tactical outplaying of each other. I really enjoyed the one play that I had of it. It was good. It was very good. That's what it comes down to. Could you go ahead and spend $30 and get the Godfather Corleone's trilogy and have just as good a time? Entirely possible. Entirely possible. I haven't played Godfather, so I can't comment. Steven Driver, Spammer, Stacy, Alex, I see the problem. You don't get out in nature enough, so when it shows up in a board game, birds, you can't make the connection. It's not that Everdell and Wingspan are clearly nature-themed games to a degree. The question is, if I said, what's the theme of Wingspan? Would someone reply birds or would someone reply nature? And feel free to test this out because I'm pretty sure people are going to say birds. If I said what's the theme of Everdell, would someone say cute little forest critters or would they say nature? So I'm going by the higher level aspect. I understand that they have nature in them, but try this. Like go to someone you know who knows board games and say, what's the theme of Everdell? What's the theme of Wingspan? Tell me what they say, and try obviously like 3 people each for, you know, having a sample size of data. 3 is not a large sample size, but it's better than 1. That's my aspect there. Colton Comer, yo, chill chat. Steven Schreiber, get on it, Meg. Nix the scammer, go Meg, report the scammer. It's reporting them is almost so useless. It's so sad. Seth Wiseman, message retracted, or did Meg retract it? Steven Schreiber, Bam the Mighty, we found spam instead. Stacey Everdell, Josh Lona, I'm waiting too, I think of nature. Press a Meg, this chat is so sexy. Jeez, yes, it is. It is very, very, listen, I almost prefer the anti-Semitic stuff. Sebastian, why today? Maybe you're popular. Not with the right people. Robert P, Smash Up is clearly popular. See number of expansions. I wonder why it's never high up in Content Creators Top 100 games. Robert, I have a spoiler for you, because I hate it. I hate Smash Up. Like, hate's a strong word, and I would not casually use this word. I don't actually hate Smash Up. I find Smash Up to be a completely mindless, terrible game that is equivalent to any one of these terrible games that exist where you just play cards to get in each other's way and there's no interesting elements to it whatsoever. If I was rating it, it's easily a 2 out of 5. I understand that some people like it, but like I don't understand the appeal of the game at all. Smash Up is one of my least favorite games. How about that? That's why it's not in my top 100. I don't understand the appeal. I really don't. Is the appeal just mixing up, like, hey, we have robot dinosaurs? That's fun, but there's no game behind it that's interesting. I do not like Smash Up one bit. I apologize for the very strong feelings I have about the game. I've tried it multiple times. I tried getting it back. I was like, I must be missing something. That was a mistake. I tried playing with my kids. My kids liked it, and I was like, I don't like my kids enough to play this game. Whew. Tuam, one sexy comment left though. Maybe. Professor Meg, Colton Comer. I may or may not be at work right now. May or may not be at work. Janual Lee, Spirit Island is nature. So again, if you said to someone else, what's the theme of Spirit Island? I don't think the answer would be nature. If you said to someone else, what's the theme of parks? I think they would say nature. That's the distinction I have in my head mentally. Is it overly pedantic? Yes, but have you met me? I'm overly pedantic. Eagleland, been seeing the same spam bots in lots of streams over the last weeks. Andrew L, a top 10ish nature games in the works. Apparently no, because I can't come up with anything over parks and like trekking the national parks. Wesley Scott, the bots are just a sign you're getting big, Alex. Wesley, there's many funny comments I can make to that because of the nature of the bots that I will have self-control and not make them. I'm just pretend I'm really funny. That's all I'm going to say. Richard L, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan. Colton Comer. It took me a second to realize what you were doing, by the way. Colton Comer. Sanko Sushin 5 Sacrifice is supposed to have an update today. I'm not excited about Sanko Sushin. I was a little bit excited before, but after playing Kingdoms Forlorn, I question whether these games are for me, and very not excited. By the way, for the record, we've hit 11 o'clock, which means I am going to wrap this up fairly shortly. KRS, I think the stretch goals in Cyberpunk 2077 are fake. The original pledge didn't have nearly enough to justify the cost. That's true. That's how in general, by the way, when you're looking at a Command Kickstarter, when they charge $110, it's not going to cost you $110 at retail. They are charging you for the fact that stretch goals are coming with the campaign. They're not fake. They're just expected to be included. That's a general thing. I have many videos on the subject. Stretch goals are fake. Stretch goals are planned. There are changes. There are adjustments. There are tweaks that are made, but stretch goals are always planned. Ryan Hildebrand, can you share the Cyberpunk 27 tabletop simulator mod you played with? I actually can't. I don't have access to it. So even if I wanted to, which I don't, I wouldn't betray someone else's mod, but I couldn't even if I wanted to. Successful Geek, message retracted. Very intrigued, successful. Your Long Shadows, I put Wingspan in nature, but Everdell no, because you're playing the animal characters. Again, I'm not saying if you put it in nature. I'm saying if you ask somebody else, what is the theme of Wingspan, I think they say birds. Craig DePhillis, I will Successful Geek. What did Successful say? Richard L, wow, Tablenauts dislike Smash Ups too. Yeah, because Smash Up is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Richard L, it's a joke how much they dislike Smash Up. Honestly, I've never really talked about Smash Up, so maybe just people don't know about it. I just don't talk about it because it's a terrible, horrifically no good game. Janual Lee, should I play Foundations of Rome, Wonderlands War, Terraforming Mars, or Merchants of the Dark Road today? Terraforming Mars. There's a bunch of good options there. Terraforming Mars. Always Terraforming Mars. Craig DePhillis, I would seriously say nature fighting off colonists. I think once you have the word nature fighting off colonists, I don't think it's a nature-themed game anymore. Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, what you can do is multiple choice. If you multiple choice these up for funsies and just give them to people and just have them choose an option, we'll see. Or just whatever. I don't know. This is not important for the record. I feel like you're missing a lot with Smash Up. It has so much depth, too much to describe here. 4 players, chaotic though. Robert, I apologize. I didn't realize I was insulting a game that you liked. I do not like Smash Up. Richard L. And also, you said 4-player is chaotic. Oh, I've played it at 2, 3, and 4. I really tried with that game. Richard L. Smash Up box quote, I don't like my kids enough to play this game. Alex Radcliffe. That is how I feel. I genuinely feel I do not like my kids enough to play this game. There are a few games I feel that way about, though, just for the record, because I can always pivot to a game I do like, so why would I do that? Scott B. Played Clank Legacy, nothing more depressing than scoring 0 points half the plays with the campaign. I liked Clank Legacy to a degree, but then gave up halfway through. Didn't like it enough. Jay Saint, Alex, I want to thank you for your wife for the playthrough of Nations of Rome. When you said they might have more copies on the website, I ran over and grabbed a Sundrop edition. Amazing. I'm happy you got one. I actually picked up, I need to ship it out. I picked up a copy from Origins. I need to ship out to somebody. Seth Wiseman, Alex, you're half right. If you ask what Wingspan is about, they'll like to say birds. But if you ask for a nature-themed suggestion, they might very well suggest Wingspan. It depends on the question. I can kind of give you that. First, Meg, I gotta go to an 11. You're on your own, Alex. Meg, have fun. I'm ending the chat soon anyway, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Professor Meg, bye friends, bye Meg. Stacey Everdell, nature is general, birds is specific. With parks, nature is general, hiking is specific. In truth, nature includes all things animal, plant, and mineral. So, Bark Avenue, recent dog game. Is that included in nature? Is that? Let me know. I'm curious. What about, no, oceans probably is nature. That probably is nature. What other animal-themed games can I trip you up with? Aquatica. That's not really animal. That's more like mythical underwater creatures. Do I even have animal themed games? Is Root a nature? Root's a nature themed game, right? If Everdell is nature themed, then Root is nature themed too. Are we on the same page with that? Have you probably... We got more bots. No! We got more bots. And Meg leaves. No, we're going to call this. We're going to wrap this up because apparently I got it. Let me just pull up my phone. I can probably do this here. If I pull up my phone and I pop in and I just do the hard work myself, because apparently that's what we're going to have to do over here. Let's find the little chat bots and block the little chat bots. Jeez, these people are like, report hide user on this channel. Great, okay. Hide user on this channel. No, don't unhide user. I think they should all be gone again. Yeah, they should all be gone again, hopefully. Yep, maybe. No, I don't know. I don't know. I have to block him first. Delete. Let's see. Report. I may have done it wrong. We're gonna call this chat because apparently we got, like, they timed it. They were watching, by the way. They were just watching the stream, waiting for things to happen. I do not appreciate it one bit, but they're still there, so we're going to go ahead and call it. Now, Steven Schreiber, Meg, leave this is what we get. Which version of Dale of Merchants is the best to start with? Honestly, either of them. They're both fun. Meg's gone, this Bammer returns. Time to round it up. That's what's going to happen. Sexy Chat is back as soon as Professor Meg left. Coincidence? No, absolutely not. Photosynthesis is definitely nature themed. Good call. Good call. Bobby Lamb. Hi, Alex. I've got Prelude and... I don't care for Turmoil that much. I think it adds to the game length without adding to the game enjoyment. I haven't played Venus Next. For me, Prelude's the only essential Terraforming Mars expansion. The others are fun to a degree. Steven Schreiber, Force of Pangaea, also nature themed. Zamorian, what are your opinions on Mythic Mischief? I think Mythic Mischief is delightful and is amazing, and we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you everyone for being here, as usual. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to go ahead and figure out a better way to log in here so I can deal with sexy spammer bots when they pop up instead of just relying on whatever. And until next time, and as always, have a good one. And I usually end there, but later today we'll have the Origins recap log going up at 12. So in an hour, you can check that out if you want more content on the channel, because there's always more content on the channel. And until next time, have a good one.